Welcome in, Houston, to another Radio Roundup. I'm Cenk Jenkins, and before we break down the game against New York, shout out to Jefezhai for inviting the RBTV boys, Fish Fisher and Colt Coulter, to cover his most recent game. Link in the description if you haven't checked it out yet. So, Houston got blasted by Indy. The turnovers killed them, and Coach Schmegman emphasized ball security publicly before Week 6.
Taking care of the ball is like caring for a child. Drop it on his head too many times, and I might have to forget to come back after getting milk from the store.
And it seemed like his boys got the message. Garvin led a 61-yard TD drive to start the game, but it wouldn't have ended with 6 if Coach Schmegman's nuts didn't drag on the ground.
It's a toss on third down. Locke battling for the marker, but he's short. All that momentum lost.
Oh, Fish, let's see what Schmegman does here on 4th and short.
He sends the offense back on the field. It's a quick play to Locke. He slices in and gets the first down to the 1-yard line.
4 straight run plays, you're bound to get there eventually.
Go for it once, gutsy, but twice?
And Houston is denied at the goal line for the 3rd time. Schmegman wants to go for it on 4th down again. Garvin calling something out of the line. He's in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap. He calls his own number and dives and scores! Houston strikes first.
Now that's got to be the last play in Houston's playbook. Garvin is a statue.
I'm sure even Garvin was surprised when Coach called his number there. Now, Houston is only in those situations because of some conservative 3rd down play calls, and that has plagued them all year. The other pain point for this team has been the pass defense.
Broadway and his New York mates set up on their own 29. He'll take the snap. He's going to hold this one and chuck it deep to Jericho Johnson, and he's got nothing but green in front of him. He's past the 30, makes a man miss almost to the 20. 50 big yards by Chad Broadway.
Johnson got a great release and burned the corner who couldn't catch up to him. Luckily, Ayapati was there to save his ass.
Talk about killing momentum. Chad Broadway may be a stud off the field, but on it, he's morphed into a game manager. You can't let him abuse you like that. Garvin and the boys nearly squandered their shot to score before the half, but a wily veteran saved the day.
3rd and 10 for Houston. Garvin in the single back. He takes his time at the line. They're right around midfield, takes the snap, looking for Savage, can't find him. Finally drops it down to Leggett, slips outside, and slow motion Houdini's his way through. He's all the way down to the 20, inside down to the 15 with the biggest play of the year.
Garvin's patience paid off here, and Leggett, being the vet that he is, finds a soft spot and makes a nifty move to get through there. I thought he was gone, but just doesn't have the legs for it anymore.
Fans have been calling for him to get more touches, and drops like this one remind me that Savage is still a rook. But he did redeem himself on the very next play.
Oh, he's sending the offense back out on the field. Garvin, quick snap, over the top to Savage for the touchdown. The 6 more for Houston.
3 for 3 on 4th down in the red zone? Schmegman showing that he's a gambler.
Taking a lead into the half is great, but it's not worth much if your D-line can't stop the run, you can't get pressure up front, and linebackers bite hard on play action.
Broadway in the gun. Houston pushed up to the line, but it's a play action. It's going to be over the middle to the tight end as he breaks through tackles, and he's finally brought down right before the 10.
The linebackers didn't even check the tight end. He was completely naked over the middle. They're lucky to stop him before scoring.
With the score tied, Houston made sure to get Locke the rock. But again, the OC has got to take some chances on 3rd down. I mean, you can't miss opportunities on offense when your D is this soft.
New York comes back out in the gun. Martin Curtis over to the left. It'll be a pass, though. Houston bites on the play action again, and Broadway hits Johnson over the top again. Huge gains all day long from that duo.
Houston's front 4 can't stop the run, can't get pressure, so if you don't invest up front, you're gonna pay for it on the back end.
So Garvin is given one last drive, and he tapped the veteran to bail him out again.
Houston down by 7. 1:41 to go. They come out throwing as Garvin lobs it to Leggy with the diving catch.
Locke chugged along and made sure to stay inside the lines while managing the clock as the commitment to the run finally paid dividends. But it wouldn't be a Houston red zone trip without getting too predictable. So it all came down to this play.
As Houston faces fourth down for the fourth time in this game, Schmegman's going for it. Garvin will throw it to Leggett for the touchdown! Oh my God!
And did I say that coach has massive cojones yet?
Schmegman doesn't want to deal with overtime. He is going to send the offense out to try to win this game. Garvin drops back. He calls his own number and dives and scores for the win! Houston wins on the Garvin keep! Can you believe it?
I sure as shit can't, Fish, but I'm loving it.
What a win! And what a call! Schmegman is truly anything but conventional.
I don't sweat under pressure because of a medical condition, but also because I'm not a pussy.
Garvin has been scrutinized heavily by the media, but his numbers look pretty decent, and he made huge plays under pressure against New York. The offensive load was finally balanced, and Houston hit the bye on a high note. But that didn't stop the trade rumors flying while sitting at 500. All right, when we come back, we'll cover what went down and recap the Carolina game in Week 8.
Jake Jenkins on 107.4 The Tex.
You're divorced, unemployed, and bankrupt.
You're a loser!
The naysayers may be right. You suck.
But we don't.
The Prick Brothers attorneys at law get the compensation you deserve for being a failure.
Get your money back from your two-timing ex-wife.
Sue your old boss. Hell, take down the whole company.
The Prick Brothers always win.
Because the best lawyers are pricks.
Let's go! Of the Houston Roundup. Now on 107.4 The Tex.
A 500 record at the deadline means you're at a crossroads, and Houston decided to part ways with Donnie Banogu. They recouped a second-round pick from the AFC frontrunners Buffalo, who needed some run-stopping help after their star linebacker Tokyo Spikes went down. Banogu spends more time on his back than a working girl, so the pickings must have been much slimmer than his waistline. Some experts say that Houston is only focused on the future, but I think this team can still compete while trimming some of the extra fat. And the defense didn't look any different after the trade, as Clark Kent and Jesus McCrary walked all over them to start Week 8 in Carolina.
Carolina on the 2. Clark Kent under center. He drops back, takes off as the pressure comes, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina!
The pressure got there, but they couldn't contain Kent. The dual-threat QB's burning them already.
Houston's offense came out sluggish as Julius Peaches put them in a 3rd and long, but Savage lived up to his last name.
Garvin in the pistol, locks it back behind him. It is 3rd and long. Carolina stopping the run, but Garvin goes over the middle to a wide-open Savage, and he breaks the tackles. He is off to the races, past the 10, and he's just tripped up before he can score.
Leggett capped off the drive with a clean route to tie it up, but Carolina responded on their next opportunity, and while Kent wasn't the most accurate, his tight end is such a big target that he's hard to miss.
3rd down for Carolina, in the single back. Jesus McCrary set behind Clark Kent. It will be a throw. Kent lobs it to Swolson, who comes down with it. A diving catch.
With weapons like Swolson and McCrary, Kent's mobility is harder to contain, and he helped eat up almost all of the second quarter. It looked like Houston would just run the clock out, but Locke broke one, and Schmegman wanted to get 3 before the half.
Houston gets close enough to give Sims a 58-yard try. The snap, the hold, it's on its way. No good. Just under the crossbar.
To be honest, Fish, it's a lot closer than I thought he'd get.
Sims doesn't have the leg for those, but it was the right move to go for it. You know what the wrong move is? Getting burned by underthrowing a receiver on your half of the field.
3rd down and 5. He's gonna throw here. It's a toss to Locke, and it's picked off. The linebacker snags it, and it's Carolina ball.
The underthrows to the running backs have been Garvin's worst enemy. That's his 3rd pick to a linebacker this year.
Make one mistake on offense, and that could cost you the game, because this defense is a sieve.
Carolina with the short field. Had success on the ground all day long as they toss it to McCrary again. He bounces outside, and he's got Green in front of him. Will he make it? No, he's dragged down before the 5, but a huge gain by McCrary.
Jesus McCrary's known to make miracles when he's out in open space. Great looking move.
Once this Houston team gets down multiple scores, it really just becomes the Savage show.
The fourth quarter starts with Houston driving, Garvin in the pistol. He's looking towards Savage, and he throws it past the corner as he makes a miss, and Savage will drive this to the end zone. Touchdown, Houston!
You ever zone out at work, Fish?
No, I'm usually pretty into it.
I swear Savage and Garvin just took advantage of a dude taking a nap.
So they drew closer, and the pressure was on Ayupati and the defense to give Houston a chance.
Houston can't let Carolina get any points on this drive, as there's a handoff to McCrary as he gets outside and he is gone. McCrary past the 30, moves inside and picks up a few extra yards. That could seal it up.
There goes Jesus again, turning 2 yards into 30. I'm with you, Fish. This game is history.
The defense really lacks any star power and should be one of the focal points this offseason. I think the extra pick from the Bonogu trade could be invaluable. Savage picked up a garbage time TD on a beastly grab, but his counterpart, Leggett, came up gimpy after making a circus catch on the last drive of the game. 4 weeks without him is going to be tough to overcome, as defenses will key on Savage even more than they do. But most young receivers relish the opportunity to get more touches.
While I do appreciate all the individual praise, this has been a team effort, and I believe we can band together as a group while our brother Leggett sits out. In my conversation with my meerkat Murky, we believe that we're just cogs in the wheel.
Man, I hope he's up for the challenge. All right, I got a call coming in here from Roy. Welcome to the text.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. I'm glad Pinocchio was gone because he was trash.
You're not wrong.
You know what? This defense is trash. Ayupati, trash.
Whoa.
Total bust.
Oh my God.
Football's about ball control, and this defense lets other teams control them like a little bitch.
Dude, Ayupati saved this team against Vegas, is one of the few contributors, and is just a rookie. Trash my ass. Thanks for the call. All right, let's take another one real quick. Yoke, you're on the text.
Jank, my man. Houston needs to find a franchise QB.
Yep.
But Garvin is flying under the radar and having a solid season.
You're right.
The numbers don't lie, bro. And you can't expect him to be perfect.
All right, I appreciate you calling and bringing up a good point. This team can compete if the defense shows up. And I expect the OC to start switching it up on third down, which has been the Achilles heel on offense all year. Next up on the schedule is New England in prime time. Fish, Colt, and Wolfie bring you every play against Tom Goatsy and company. All right, that's it for me. Thanks everybody for joining. I'm Cenk Jenkins, and you've been listening to 107.4 The Tex.
The preceding has been a presentation of Retro Sport Radio. This broadcast is copyrighted for the public use of our audience. Please like and subscribe.